I'm John Hewitt of POWAR.com. This is a quick podcast just to supplement the article that I wrote on how to write how-to articles. I just wanted to go through a few of the mistakes that writers commonly make when they create how-to articles. Number one, often they expect their reader knows too much. This is especially true in technical articles. People often don't know what you're talking about when you use a lot of complex terminology and even some terminology that people take for granted. I once had to talk somebody through a process on a computer and they had no idea what an icon was, what a window was, what a desktop was. I had to really dumb it down for them. That doesn't always happen. Most people, are aware of those things, but you have to be aware of your audience and understand, what level that they're coming from. Another problem people sometimes make is they skip a step in the process. This can happen just because you know something so well, you just automatically think that, this little thing that you did is, what everybody would do, when it turns out, it's just not something that other people automatically do, so you just leave it out. That could be a problem sometimes. Another problem is that people don't describe the results properly. You have to let people know what's going to happen when they do one of the steps in the process. Give them an idea of what the result is going to be, if it's going to create a new screen, if it's going to turn batter into mush, whatever is going to happen. You have to give them an idea that this is the expected result, or that this is not the expected result and that they've done something wrong. It's a mistake, if you don't test your process. Go through your how-to guide and make sure that it works. Do it 2 or 3 times and see that you've put in all the details and everything is working properly. A mistake you can make is taking on too big a task in one how-to guide. You can't do 10 quick steps on something as big as how to manage your college education, for example. That's just a big, wide topic that probably needs to be narrowed down into something more focused, such as how to apply for financial aid, or something even more focused, such as how to fill out blank and blank form. Another mistake, and I make this myself, and I'll bet I've made it in my article a couple of times, is that they vary their language too much. When you write a how-to guide, it's important to use the same word for the same type of process every time, because especially when people are translating an article into another language, 2 different words can have wildly different meanings in other languages, and if you're at least consistent in the words that you use, then it's easier for them to adapt, because they'll at least know that you're describing the same thing every time. Meanwhile, if you use 2 different words, they may have no idea that they're related. It can be a mistake to give too many options. Sometimes it's best just to tell people one way to do things, just so that you don't confuse them. There could be 4 or 5 different ways that you can, change somebody's email address in an application. You just need to tell them one way most of the time so that they'll get it done, rather than giving them a whole lot of options for a very simple process that may only take 3 or 4 steps, even at the most basic option. People, and I find this especially true with people who write with English as a second language, is that they repeat a step. People say, okay, you just adjusted the XYZ, and then they'll begin the next step with, now that you've adjusted XYZ. No. One step, one command, move on, and don't talk about what step was going on before. Just move on to the next step. People don't do enough research. That can often be a problem. Sometimes you have to take your time and make sure that you've gotten all of the information correct, and you've accessed every resource that can possibly tell you what you need to do. Last problem, people don't set standards for success. Understand exactly what you mean to accomplish the goal that you're describing. Talk about, this is the result, this is how everything is going to turn out if you follow the steps correctly. Okay, this has been my first podcast, so please bear with me if I stumbled over words. Doing the best that I can with the new technology for me. I hope that I've been helpful to you, and I hope you have a good day. Thanks.